possible to show you how they get the silk off the cocoon. You'll find it very interesting how they make rugs, and it will show you some finished examples too. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon.
Having a nice day?
Yes.
It's easy to tell with the big
Ship
smiles.
time. Ship time. Still good morning, my friend.
Ah,
Ship time. Still good morning.
okay.
Good to know.
Are you all from States?
No.
Most. Okay. All from English-speaking countries?
Yes.
Okay. Why I ask?
This guy is not from the States, he's from Texas.
It's a Lone Star State. Okay, dear guys, like your guide said, I'm going to be showing you around. I see your cameras with you. You can take photographs here. No need to ask for permission at any stage. But when he told what I'm about to be telling you, sounded like it's going to last a few hours. I'm going to make it the briefest possible, and I'm trying to do it brief. If I skip to explain any part that you may specifically want to know, just stop me and ask your questions, okay? You can ask me anything about this art, anything about the history of this art, everything is welcome. And like you said, I'm going to start off with the extraction of the silk threads. One reason why I asked you which countries you're coming from, I understand now that in your countries you don't have this.
No.
You know what this is? It's a silk cocoon, okay? In your country, if United States, Canada, if this is where you're coming from, this is expensive in your country, simply because you don't have it. Silk actually is not an expensive material. You didn't know that. You have the idea like silk is an expensive. No, it's not. I'm going to tell you why. It cannot be expensive. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear that when I shake this. Can you hear it? There's something rattling inside. There is a pupae, chrysalis inside. This is the silkworm, but in the shape of a chrysalis right now, because it's dead. It has to be dead in the silk farms. By the way, silk is farmed. You don't collect it from the nature. In the silk farms, using hot steam chambers, they put a few 100,000, sometimes millions of them at once in the steam chambers and kill the silkworms while still inside the cocoon. Otherwise, you remember from the school years, it's going to change into a butterfly, it's a moth, and it's going to eat the cocoon to come out. That's when you lose your silk. What silk we're talking about, you probably already know that. I will try to show you. A cocoon consists of silk only. This may look like an egg, like a shell, but this is silk fiber. So you see how fine, like spider's web, that goes round and round, becomes hardened over the time, and inside you have the silkworm. The silk fiber makes the cocoon. So the cocoon is silk. You need to take the silk, but in this shape, if you try to pull on that, although silk is the strongest natural fiber, it's going to be broken very easily. Now the amazing fact for you, on an average size cocoon like this, you're speaking about like a mile length of silk fiber. Yeah, like 1.5 kilometers of silk fiber. Wow. Okay? And by pulling, maybe you can get a few inches. Nothing close to a mile. So what you have to do is, you have to boil the cocoons for like 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours, to make it soft enough. Then you can let it go cool. You don't lose anything. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
So, I ask for permission from him to show you. Get your cameras ready. After boiling, with this simple broom-like tool, I go gently on the surface. If you cannot see from where you are, you can get as close as you want. Nothing dangerous here. Boiling, not going on. You see what this does? It catches the silk on the cocoon. And now you're going to see in which way this boiling helps us. Makes it so soft now. With a little help to start with, you can start undoing what the nature has done. Can everybody see that? I know when I said a mile length of fiber on a cocoon, it sounded like a bit unbelievable to you, probably. And although I will not be able to walk a mile from this point, I think it's going to give you the idea. I mean, I can go on walking with that for a mile. But if you notice, I showed you one in the beginning, but now I have many in my hand. Many out of many cocoons. Why is that? Because one of them is too fine to do anything. We need to bring a number of them together to make still a very fine silk line consisting of like maybe 30, but it's going to be very strong. Silk is the strongest material used on handmade garments. What he did, all that many, he put them through the hook here, around the small reel, then around the bigger wheel. As he is going to be turning the wheel, you can tell by the mechanism that we have here, as he turns the wheel, it's all going to be rolled on the wheel, being collected there at the same time being dried. Are you all with me so far?
Yes.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, because, I've been doing this longer than 30 years. I know when people see this, there's a misunderstanding. Like people think this is something from like ancient times. We showed you something interesting. No, this is actually the way it's being done today. In textile industry, it's big machinery doing the same. But the people of this area, like the people of those areas, don't really have the chance to obtain that sort of like $1 million machine. So that's why they still do it. So I think it's easy for all of you to tell that you can collect more and do it this thicker, or you can do it with less and do it finer. So basically you can get any different thickness. If that was good, shall we go on? Yes. In the farm, it's raised. The critical thing now is you need to have mulberry trees. That's the time. By the way, this reminds me of something I mentioned before. Why silk is not expensive, cannot be expensive. From every living couple, that of course you let to live them off, so that they're going to produce. Every living couple will give you like 150 eggs every 45 days. You see how quickly they can multiply. So that's why it's not an expensive thing. But you need to have mulberry leaves and you need to have farms.
And what kind of moss?
Silkworm. That's silkworm. It's white. It's white, like pure white. A big one, big and fat. That's something interesting. It doesn't look like any other one. Shall we go on?
Yes.
I'm not boring you, I hope.
No.
I'm really trying to make it the briefest. Thank you. I'm a little bit larger, please, my guest, because we are, I think, over 30 people here. So most people would like to see this. I'm sorry, probably your guide already told about that. The members of the co-op. You are all familiar with the co-op idea, right?
Yeah, I know it.
You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
You know what I noticed in the last few years? I noticed maybe the word guild would be a better explanation for that. People come together, work together. But the thing is, they work from homes. We're talking about over 24,000 people, 24,600 something members we have throughout the country. Working from homes. Why is she here? Her house is just behind the building here, in walking distance. So when we have visitors like you people here, we give her a call and she just walks over here and gives you the chance to understand what she's doing. That's why we have just one loom here. I'm sorry for this. Maybe some of you cannot see what she's doing, but I'm going to ask her to go a little bit slower. And I hope you will not mind. I'll be speaking a little Turkish every now and then with her, showing me the steps. I just ask her to go slower.
It's okay.
Because if you're going to be watching this for the first time in your life, in the first few seconds, this is going to seem like something very difficult, very complicated to do. But I'm going to tell you from the start, what she's doing is basically tying knots on a skeleton. What I call the skeleton of handmade carpet is what I ask you to look at on the looms, these vertical springs, which are going to be called the walls of handmade carpet. And the part that you didn't see there are the wefts, the horizontal ones. So basically, in the bottom of the carpet, in the carpet, you have warps and wefts like woven together, like a basket really, in the carpet, which you don't see. What you see warps on a finished handmade carpet are actually in the form of fringes. This is a confusing part for my Western country guests. Fringes of handmade carpets are not added to the ends of the carpets to decorate them. The fringes are actually these vertical strings that you see coming up at the ends of the carpet. You with me? Yeah. Okay. Now, imagine my two fingers as two warps. You know what I'm talking about. Two of these vertical strings, okay? And this is the graph paper. With every millimetrical square here being one knot to be tied, what she's doing is, on a couple, tying a knot like that. Did you follow that?
Yep.
Roll the yarn around both, take the ends from the underneath, and get it tightened. And then cut the ends. As you cut the ends pointing upwards like this will be the pile, will be the surface. This is where we walk on. Was that clear? Yeah. Okay. This explains you how come you can speak of very long lifetimes on handmade carpets, because on machine-made carpets, the fringes will be glued, the pile will be glued to the base. On a handmade carpet, it's all knotted to the base. It's a challenge. I mean, you can try on any carpet you see here, try to pull the pile of handmade carpet, you'll be just getting it tight. It's not going to come off. So basically, what you do at home with the handmade carpets, you walk on them, you put furniture, heaviest furniture, push the furniture on the carpet, fold the carpet, wash the carpet, have dogs and cats do whatever they want to do on the carpet. You know what I'm talking about. You cannot damage handmade carpets. You can wash the handmade carpets every day.
What are you washing them with?
Just soap and water. I mean, if you don't have a problem, a wine stain or something, just periodic. Is there anybody who has handmade carpet back home? How many years do you have it, sir?
Well, we got them at auction, so I don't know how old they are.
How many years you have?
15.
15. How many times you needed to wash them?
Once.
There goes your answer. You don't really need to wash them if you don't have a problem.
I'm
Because
thinking of
wool and silk does not absorb. I mean, wool, because of the lanolin, the lanolin, the oil of the sheep's wool, doesn't absorb. Silk does not absorb physically. So basically, you don't have a problem of washing them very frequently. I have 3 cats in my house. I have all their lifetimes. Oldest one is 7 years old. So I never washed any one of my carpets. Okay, this is a graph paper. It's easy to explain this because everybody is familiar with the idea of pixels. Everybody using these digital devices, you know, this is a very pixelated pattern. But what I want you to understand is, even there is no pattern in the carpet. Look at this beige, greenish carpet on the wall. You know the white parts? Even that is done knot by knot, dot by dot, pixel by pixel. Okay? So do not think if there's a blank part, it's easier to go over that. It's not painted over or anything. You go knot by knot, dot by dot. But the critical thing to know is, this is a favorite question asked here, is why you make handmade carpets? You don't have machines. I know it sounds funny to most of you. I receive this question sometimes. It sometimes doesn't come in the shape of a question. When we have guests from the Western European countries, they go like, do you know back in our country we have machines for making carpets? Not knowing that 33% of all the machine-made carpets of the world actually is made in Turkey. They have a big industry of that, but this is something else. This is what I tried to explain. Was that clear for you? So, couple by couple, tie knots, finish one horizontal row. After finishing every horizontal row, she's going to push the knots down. Every row, you do this. After every row you finish, you do this. And using this special pair of scissors, you need to trim this extra length on the last row finished. If you don't have this, you cannot do it. After every row, you have to do this. I know this looks like a medieval torture tool. Very essential for carpet making. You're going to see why, because the blade thickness there is going to give you the depth of the pile of the carpet. Otherwise, you cannot keep it to the same length for every row. So you're going to end up with a ruffled surface of the carpet, which is not going to look right in the glue, which is not going to look right on a finished carpet. And row by row, repeating all these, she's going to continue until the carpet is finished.
Wow, incredible.
Not boring?
No.
Let's put our heads together, maybe for her, so let's sing all the other words. Thank you very much. And I'm going to ask you, please have a seat. Please be seated, because we're going to keep on with the show of carpets. Wool carpet. All the wool used for this carpet is not going to cost you $5. But the price of this carpet is going to be 6 months labor.
Yes.
6 months labor. The cost of 6 months labor. But you ask me the question like, on average, we cannot speak about an average. You know why? As a wool carpet, wool is a thick material. Take a look at this carpet here. When I say 6 months for this one, do you think this is going to be anywhere close to 6 months? No. We're talking about like 6. That's going to take like 6 years.
6 years.
You're looking at one of the most detailed silk carpet that you will ever see in this building today. 6 years labor cost will make the price of this. 6 years labor cost, not in the United States or Canada. 6 years labor cost in this part of the world. I want you to see this difference. Okay? Cheers to you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope you finished already. Cheers. You know how you say cheers in Turkish?
Yeah.
Repeat after me. Şerefe. Şerefe. Thank you very much. Where in your country except the Alaska and Hawaii? I know what the carpet stores will be showing you if you go to one of them. In a carpet store, most likely you're going to see a medallion-shaped pattern like that one here. You agree with that? It's the classical, classical Oriental carpet idea. You don't get to see carpets like these, like this, geometric patterns, like very nomadic-looking ones. This is what we're trying to show you more of that you're not going to see back in your countries. Hızlanalım bu akşam beraber. Beklemen. Tereddüt etme. Aç. Aç. Speaking Turkish. Aç means rain. Now, when you're finished with your glasses, with your drinks, with the cups, just push them under your seats, out of the way. My friends will collect them later on. Because we're ready. We're trying to get you ready for something that you have never ever experienced in your life. Which is stand up. Come on, stand up. Come on, with shoes, without shoes, any way you like. If you want to do it without shoes, you're welcome. With shoes, you're okay. Welcome with that. No problem. You cannot get the carpets dirty, trust me. And why I want you to do this? Because I want you to look at them from different ends. Look from one end, walk to the other end, see the color change, notice how the patterns, come on now. Don't be scared. You can see how the patterns change, and I want you to also feel the material. Yes, so soft. And try doing one more thing, which is fold the corner, fold any corner, and you're not aware now, but you just finished the most important test, which is if you fold the carpet of the carpet like this, if you can fold the carpet, that means you're looking at a handmade carpet.
Oh, wow.
A machine-made carpet can never do that. It's going to be so stiff as a cardboard. When you go like this, it's going to flip back over and won't stay that way. That's the easiest way to see the difference of a machine-made and a handmade carpet. And you may want to look at the fringes of the carpet. Remember what I said? The fringes of handmade carpets are actually the warps that come in from the ends of the carpet. That you can see also when you look at the back of the carpet. You're going to see they're not added to the ends. Give the boys a little space. Don't sit, please. Don't sit. Those who are walking around will enjoy doing this because you're going to enjoy it more now. That's what I love it. This one comment is something you will definitely not see back in your countries. This is, yes, I agree. This is the goat's hair. This is Angora goat's hair. Goat's hair is known to be very strong, in a way rough, but this is Angora goat. This is the softest goat's hair and the finest goat's hair. You're looking at a wool carpet. It's goat's hair. It's called a wool carpet. But in the wool carpets category, one of the most expensive that you can see. Because it's a very fine carpet.
How do you know if it's a silk carpet or wool carpet? How can you tell the difference?
By touching and gaining some experience. Otherwise, you cannot.
I think about the Turkish carpet have a shit ton.
Aren't they beautiful?
This thing is built as picture. Have you built it? Have you built it?
How we died. It's all natural. Yes, sir. This is, you're looking at like 2 years old. It's all natural dyes.
So these are dyed.
Keeping on, showing you interesting things. Look at this one, or that one. These ones have no dye used. It's all the original colors of the sheepskin. That one over there, this one that I'm standing on. Black sheep, white sheep, all. And sometimes people ask me when we mention that, people ask me, why would you need to keep 6,600 carpets in stock? That is the reason. Even for a rare carpet like that. If somebody says, I love this idea, can you show this to me in a 7-foot by 10-foot size? We must be able to say, yes, we have it. In a runner shape, yes, we have it. Or in a smaller, in a round shape. Everything we must be able to say yes if we're keeping a place like that. More examples. In wool on cotton. Wool on cotton means wool nuts tied in a cotton base. Like these ones. Floral designs. Palestine colors.
Yeah, I did.
She's our çok yavaş açılıyor.
About right.
Alright, come closer and have a feel of that. This one has all lamb's wool and silk highlights for the flowers. And stay around. This is silk highlights. The flowers are silk highlighted. And now, did anybody catch this one? Now, even those of you who didn't stand up yet, I'm going to ask you just lean down and feel it, because I know from a distance it looks like silk. And this young lady asked me the question how you can see the difference of a wool carpet and a silk carpet. If I told you this is a silk carpet, you would really believe me, but this is the wool carpet. It's called the virgin wool, the first sheer wool of the sheep. That's why it feels so soft, so amazingly soft. All right, stay where you are, please. Everybody stay. Freeze. 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 Concentrate on the colors of this one. Stay there. Look at that. And I flipped the carpet around. Did you notice that? Yes. This is because of the nap on the pile. One side absorbs, the other side reflects. I show you this one like that because it's small. But every carpet will do that. If you look at it, you noticed before, when you look at them from different ends, the color change is nothing something magical. It's just the pile angle, okay? And one more thing I want to show you as I flip the carpet around like this. We cannot do anything like that with a machine-made carpet. It will create no damage. Unhandmade carpets, like I said in the beginning, you cannot damage. If you're not using a power tool, really, it's impossible to use damage a handmade carpet. When I did this, it reminded me of something else, which is the package size. Sometimes people ask me, I would like to buy a carpet. Can I carry it back? Yes, you can. A small package like that. We provide you with a plastic zipper and bag. You don't need to put it in your pocket. And you can just carry it with. But what happens if you want to buy the carpet of that size, which is going to weigh a good 100 pounds, 120 pounds? I don't know if your guy mentioned about this. We have free shipping.
Yes, he told us.
That is many reasons we have for being a recommended place. This probably is one of the first reasons for being a recommended place. If you want to buy a carpet from here, no matter what size, it's going to be shipped right at your home. People ask me how come it's free shipping. I take the carpet in US. How come I don't pay it? No, in US you don't get it. We get it. You see what I'm trying to get at? We import the carpet in United States, not you. We finish that part. You don't deal with that, okay? And then USPS, FedEx, DHL, UPS. One of that four is going to take you off. Everything is paid by the Turkish government. So you don't pay even a penny on top of the price. For your information. Now, the last example, silk, pure silk, silk on silk. Okay, now, come on, have a look at them, have a feel of them. Silk on silk, pure
I
silk.
could sleep on that.
You gotta feel that. Oh, you got you. Get down there. Take it home. Get down there. Feel that.
That's gorgeous.
Yes.
Hang it.
Yeah.
Smile, you're on video.
How much do you think that's going to be?
This is
Oh, I don't know. I wanted to.
sick as well.
This is nice.
All right, dear guests, we can continue doing this for a couple more hours. We have thousands and thousands. You have noticed the size of the building, right? It's full of carpets here. And I know some of you would like to know some prices, and some of you would like to see more examples of some types here, okay? What you have is plenty of time. When it's time for you to leave, your guide will let you know, okay? You have plenty of time here. If you want to see more examples, just ask us, okay? Ask me and my colleagues here. You're going to